And we are live. This is Travis from Carter Capital, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the Forex and trading market. I hope everybody's doing very well on this Thursday morning. Our last session in the morning time. I do apologize for yesterday's session. We actually I actually ended up talking for almost 24 minutes and no sound. One of our guys from the Discord group ended up basically sending me the message. I want to say probably about an hour after the fact. And so I will make sure that I end up sending some video to replace that as a way of being able to say, man, that was messed up. I apologize. But I hope everybody's doing very well. Hopefully everybody's had a great day. Hopefully everybody ended up having a very good green day when it came down to trading yesterday as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not a CTA, so I'm not going to tell you whether to buy or to sell. What I'm going to do is teach you education, and from that education, you can be able to make your own informed decision. Now understand that trading involves risk. It involves risk of being able to make money. Also involves risk of being able to lose money. So please keep that in mind. You understand that past performance is not indicative for future results, which means that if you end up making money yesterday, it's not promised that you can end up making money today. So if you are new to what we do here, either on ShareVision or on YouTube or anywhere else, what we end up doing is that we end up taking about 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes to be able to take a look at what's going on with overall pairs today, for us being able to get in, if there's any trading opportunities this morning, and see if there's a opportunity to be able to make any movements off of those. And while being able to do that, we also like to be able to continue the conversation outside of this overall live stream, because obviously we're doing this in the morning, so that means that, quite frankly, when the market truly opens up, you're not necessarily being able to get a lot of information, at least for me, unless you're a part of our overall community Discord group. So I'm sending out two different links. The first one is a free link that you can just be able to hop in and be able to see what's going on inside of the Discord. The second link is actually a membership link where you can be able to be a part of our trade signals group, be a part of our group that ends up getting free indicators, and our group that ends up getting free expert advisors. And all of them are basically set up for whatever your needs are. Only difference is that you just got to choose which one is going to end up fit for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope everybody's doing very well. Thursday, what are we seeing? Yesterday we didn't have that much news, but the market ended up rocketing and basically ended up moving based off of the market hitting support. So when we take a look at what's happening with the United States dollar index based off of what I've seen based off of US 30, I know that the United States dollar index actually ended up starting to prove that it was back bullish. So it'll be something that we have to pay attention to. But nothing ended up really happening yesterday. Today, from an economic standpoint, today, we're going to end up having consumer price index that's going to happen at 8:30, and then after that, we're going to have Governor Macklem end up speaking at 11:50 to be able to see what's going on. So that kind of affects what we're going to end up doing overall when it comes down to the market, and just trying to see how the market's going to end up reacting. But we are going to pay attention to that. Pairs that we're going to take a look at today are going to end up being United States dollar index. We're going to take a look at oil. We're going to take a look at gold. We're going to take a look at US yen, because we end up getting out of the US yen trade. We're going to end up taking a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at US 30, and then after that, we're going to take a look at NAS 100. Okay, so if there's any other pairs that y'all would like to be able to take a look at while we go through this time, and if you're on live during the morning time, please make sure that you end up tapping in and typing in which pair that you would like to be able to look at. I have no problem being able to go through it. The only way that I know which one to be able to go through is by you communicating with me. All right, so very simply put, let's talk about where we were yesterday and where we are today. And I'm going to do this based off of the 2 hour, because it's really, I don't have to go through a full top-down analysis on the United States dollar index to be able to talk about this. So market has had a resistance at 13,556 and a support at 13. I'm going to say 13,250 because that's where it bounced off at. But 13,280 was the area where we're looking at being able to get in if the market was to hold that position. From there, what ended up happening was that the market ended up going through this triangle, broke through the triangle to the downside, fell all the way down to 13,250, and then from there the market has popped up almost 110 points from that overall position, which means that the United States dollar has started to get a little bit stronger. And because the United States dollar has started to get a little bit stronger, you should see that US-based pairs like Euro United States dollar, where you'll want to look at being able to sell, or United States Japanese yen, where you'll want to be able to buy, started to be able to move in effect. So some of our shortened trades on the United States dollar We end up having to cover those positions and get out of those positions. The automation systems end up doing their jobs when it came down to that. We didn't get our full percentage when it came down to the trades, unless you end up manually closing out of the trade. And because I'm still going through and trying to make sure that everything is copacetic for our challenges that we're going to end up taking, I didn't touch it at all, which I should have, but it is what it is. All right, but right now, should you do anything based off of this movement? The answer is no. We're in the middle of consolidation again. I'm treating this just like how I treated gold at this particular point. As we are in the middle of this consolidation, there's really nothing to be able to do at this particular point. Okay, so I'm staying away from United States dollar index for today, which means that I'm going to stay away from U.S. yen today as well. I'm just giving y'all a heads up on that. Now, oil. We talked about this yesterday. We end up saying, hey, if you want to look at being able to sell this, there's two things that you can be able to do. One, the market broke a inner trend line, gravitated toward the outer trend line, and then after that had a movement that you could be able to get into yesterday. It fell down again, and it fell all the way down to the 88, to the 85 area. We end up talking about this as a way of being able to look to be able to sell. That selling position was all the way down to 86.18. If you end up taking that, profit off of that, congratulations. I did not pull the trigger on that trade. The market was in a broke an inner trend line earlier during the morning, which was yesterday right around this spot. We did talk about that. I ended up saying that if it gave you another chance to be able to get in for us being able to sell, then look at being able to get out of 86.18. If you did do that, congratulations. That was basically the bottom of support, which kind of matched up with the consolidation block. When you have a block over block, the market basically ends up falling. I did not do that trade. Quite frankly, we look at this overall trade that we end up getting in at 88, 86. We are done with that trade overall, so I am going to end up erasing that. That is officially done at this particular point. And currently right now, if you are looking at being able to make a move, there's no move right now until a little bit later on today, once the market ends up having a little bit of consolidation to be able to move up to the upside, and kind of go from there. Okay. Remember, November is actually showing that there's a major consolidation spot that is actually happening. And if you truly pay attention to it, we've seen a large one on United States dollar index. I'm seeing a larger one on what's happening with oil right now. We got to figure out what the support is, but we do know what the tops are. The top is right around 93. Right around 93, 93.70, somewhere around there. So that's a position that we have to pay attention to a little bit more overall when it comes down to that position. All right, so I'm gonna start erasing some of this stuff because now none of that means anything at this particular point. We know that we have a major consolidation that we have to pay attention to, which means that we're going with strategy 4, meaning that we're looking at either buying at support or selling at resistance. Everywhere else in this position does not matter. Okay, I want to make sure everybody gets that. All right, good to go. Gold, because the United States dollar has gotten stronger, it stopped the overall momentum that gold was having. And we talked about that gold had a large consolidation spot at the beginning that was being built out with a high of 1730 and a low of 1615. The market ended up exploding out of this overall area. We talked about the trade at 1671 that I wanted to be able to get in because it broke from a smaller consolidation all the way up and trying to get up to this top of this resistance. It did not get there at this particular point. Currently, right now, if I am in a trade, if I am in this position, what I will honestly do is look at being able to get out of the trade, and because the market is in consolidation. If you are not in this overall trade, I would look to be able to stay away unless the market ends up breaking, the high of 1715. Now, even if it breaks a high of 1715, I'm still looking at getting out of 1730. So, for some people, it may not be worth your time. But it's something to be able to pay attention to overall if that's something that you want to be able to take a look at and be able to make a move from there. Something to be able to pay attention to, but really and truthfully, probably not going to be able to do the move. 14.2 incoming. 14.2 incoming. That's something that Rich ended up talking about yesterday. Speaking of that, Discord members, you will get your indicators and you will get your resources for videos and stuff like that, videos and books later on today. been renovating my garage. Finally ended up getting about 90% done with the garage, and it looks great. I've sent some photos, but it kind of pushed me back from being able to do the stuff that we were doing. Let's see. Block, what's going on? Hey, you saying 14.2, 14.2 incoming? What were you talking about? That happened yesterday. I'm trying to figure out what were you talking about. I sent in a random message. I wanted to make sure that I end up answering that. That was in the Discord yesterday. Oh, okay. While you're typing that up, so let's go Bitcoin real quick. I said we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Oh, I said US yen as well, but US yen is not there. I'll go through US yen real quick. All right, so I've been trading US yen since the market ended up hitting 151. We got in at 159 as well. I mean 149. Got in at 149.04. Got in at 148.13. Oh, the Bitcoin swing I posted in the Discord. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. Since then, I don't know if y'all noticed this as well. November is very synonymous for being able to show consolidation. And so the vortex strategy and everything else like that we've been talking about for the people that know, obviously, I'm seeing that starting to happen a lot. Or we're seeing a big build out of consolidation. So we can actually start being able to place in our pending orders in our areas where we want to be able to get in. But we're basically in a middle of a consolidation spot right here. This trade that we end up getting into, where we end up getting in at 148, 147.60 at the last spot, and 147.60 was our last spot where we end up getting in. I replied to a trade so that I posted. Okay. Currently, right now, there's really no position for us getting in. I'm not touching this, especially if it's in the middle. But we will start to build out our we'll start to build out our areas where we will want to be able to get in. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. And I have been, what's the best word? I've been lazy on being able to place in these pending orders. So I'm going to go ahead and place in this pending order right now as we go through. If CPI numbers are bad today, the next major support of Bitcoin. Remember, the next major support of Bitcoin is almost 12. I don't think it's 14.7. The major support will end up being 12. I think people will get in at 14, but I think the major level where it does go will probably end up being 14. But I will get back into that, and I'll pay attention to that a little bit more. Okay, so US yen, new pending orders. If you notice, market has fell down. When it fell down to this top block. It fell down to this previous consolidation block right there. All right, so we had a free run area. This little lip set. Okay, this doesn't have. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's terrible. Can't rotate this? Guess not. I don't want to do it that way. Had a free run area. Market end up basically turning around, going into consolidation. Consolidation resistance is at 148.80. Consolidation support is at one. So I hit it twice. Well, I hit it 3 times. So what's this low? Get that out of the way. 145.10. So I'm gonna say 145 would be the area where I would like to be able to get in for what's a short. Once again, this is a pending order. $145 would be the short area. I'm going all the way down to 141.70. we end up being in that position where I would look at being able to take profit. Get that out of the way. Area where I would like to be able to get out. Obviously, we have to see the swing basically hit first, but I'm going to end up saying above these overall highs, which was 145.80. So I'm going to say 145.90. So we're risking about 90 pips on this overall move once it goes down and hits. If it goes down and hits, okay. Please keep that in mind. So I'm sorry, 100 pips. No, it would be 90 because we said 145. So risking 90 for 334. Risking 90 for 344. I'm gonna go ahead and place this in now because if I don't, then I'm gonna forget about it, and there's no reason to forget about it right now, especially if I'm already doing it. US yen, I'm gonna go with a pending order. It'll be a pending short. Entry will be at 145. Stop loss will be 145. 90. Take profit will end up being 141.70. One 3.94 risk reward factor, which is always good. All right, bam, place that in. Let's talk about if the market ends up breaking up and it continues to keep on pushing up. Where will we get in? The market breaks out. It'll be at 148. I'm going to say 148.85. Give it a little bit of room. I don't like buying it to the upside because we're going to go back to future high prices. If we go, okay, so I treat it like this. If it goes back to future high prices, stop loss will have to be, stop loss will end up being pretty much the same distance. Take profit will end up being the high of the move. I would not try to do anything else other than that. So I'm going to say 151.90. So risk will end up being something like this. Reward will end up being just to the top side. Now, that's if the market breaks out. Now, if you see that the market goes back in and starts to be able to push right back down, then use strategy 4 and just look at being able to sell it for the top of resistance to the bottom of support. I'm not gonna place it in a buy order yet. Well, yeah. I just make sure that I have a trailing stop to it. $148.85 will be the entry. We don't have a swing low yet, so I'm gonna say 147.85. Take profit will end up being 151. I got it at 151.73 the last time we did this. I'm gonna say 151.50. I'm not gonna try to push it all the way up to the top. I think it'll be a lot more diminishing results if that happens. Oh, 148. I'm sorry, 147. 147.85. Got a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio if that does happen. Okay, both of those are placed in. All right, Bitcoin, let's go ahead and talk about it. Oh, man. Okay. Block, you still here? Okay, so we talked about two different positions on where the market could potentially end up falling um, as support when it came down to cryptocurrency. The first one was 18,240. The major consolidation spot when it came down to this overall level was, or that first level where I say where it was probably going to end up making its strongest move was going to end up being right around this overall area where the low was um, where the low was 18,850. Block, I removed my pending order off of this one, or I don't have my pending order on this one. I didn't even know it broke. That's when you end up saying 14.4. I was like, okay, I didn't know it broke. I didn't know that it broke. That's on me because I've been renovating all day, or renovating all week. Okay, so cool. We talked about this before. Let's go into the daily. Major support area where I end up saying where I thought that the market could fall down to where you may end up having a little bit of struggle to be able to break would be 12,655. I do remember that. You said 14.7. I think 14.7 is a breeze through area. Yeah, 14.7 is a breeze through area. I don't see that happening. I see that if it's gonna break, it's gonna break and it's gonna fall. But man, that kills me. We've been talking about this one for a full month. We've been talking about that for a full month. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, cool. Literally been talking about this one for a month. All right, so either way, what will probably end up happening is this: if the market is truly going to end up falling based off of CPI numbers, then we probably might end up seeing, you said 14.2. Okay. I still think that's a breeze through area. I'm going to take a look at my bond profile, but I still think that's a breeze through area as well, block. I think 12.655 is the area, and the reason why I say that is because that we got past resistance hitting on this one a couple times compared to that 14.2. Nothing is hit historically when it came down to that area and halted. Even if you look back in 2017, the market didn't even try to stop in that area. I think that it's going to end up. I think it's going to end up just blowing. If it blows, it's going to blow through 14. Overall, went down 70 to 80%. Yes, it did. How did your grids do? Or did you turn them off? Yeah, I don't see 14.2. I think um, ultimately right now we take a look at what's happening based off of the 2 hour. We see the market had a little bit of a push back up, but I think sharks in the water right now at this particular point. Um, it wouldn't be surprising to me because the 2 hours in the sell zone that people might start being able to go ahead and short this again. There's a full counter trend line break in the sell zone with indecision with 4 hours of indecision. It wouldn't surprise me if the market does fall down again. from a 15-minute perspective, it's in the buy zone, but I don't think that that truly matters. If it doesn't break this overall high, the market doesn't break that overall high, then everything should be good. So 17,000. If it doesn't go above 17,000, then I think that it can continue to be able to fall. Question is, do I want to go ahead and try to put some money into it now? 1 hour is in the sell zone. I take a chance. Here we go. Grids were stopped out, but the algos caught the dump. Oh, perfectly. There it is. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1%, and $18, $245. Six 70. I'm gonna risk 1% of my account. I'm gonna take a trade off of this one. I'll take the short. But my stop loss is going to end up being at 18,245. So my stop loss is going to be above this overall high up here. I'm not going to do it at 1750 because I don't think it'll give it enough room if there's some news to where the market could be able to pop. I got 16,195. I got 16,193. Stop loss 18,245. Take profit 12,670. One of the best trades of the year. I hope so. The way that joker dropped. I know you was looking for a big one. The market's going to consolidate this morning until the news comes out. I'm saying something like this. So if I do see that the market does break the overall high, then I just exit early off of it. But if I don't get to see it, then that's my overall thought process right there. 18,245. Entry right now, forced to sell. 2 hour, 1 hour is in the sell zone. We've had 4 hours of overall consolidation, and that would be the thought process right there. I'm mad that I missed 18,240, and that was the whole reason why I created the Discord in the first place, so I could be able to shoot and say, hey, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. But missed out on that one. No worries, no worries. I had a great trade on US 30 on Monday, so I gained whatever else back on that one. Speaking of US 30, let's go ahead and talk about it. US 30, we looked at trying to place in a pending buy order after the counter trend line break at 13,760. The market fell back inside of consolidation. Because the market fell back inside of consolidation, remember there's a good chance that the market could fall all the way back down to the natural support. Now, because we're in the middle of consolidation, there's no trade to be able to take in. We're in consolidation when it comes down to November, which means that the market could fall all the way down, and we're in the middle of consolidation, so I'm not interested in being able to make a move. My algos will end up taking trades off of it. They have their own style of trading and everything else like that, but me personally, I will not take a trade inside of this manually. And be able to go from there. So US 30, nothing to be able to do. NAS 100. Let's see. NAS 100. Same deal. Market broke up, went back inside of this consolidation area right here. Nothing to be able to do until these numbers come out for us later on today. So I'm going to close out right here. Pretty good session today. we didn't have any trades to be able to take, but I think market's kind of ramping up and getting ready for CPI numbers before everything kind of goes through. If you like what I end up doing, please make sure that you end up following me on Share Vision. Please make sure that you end up following me on YouTube. Obviously, once we end up getting everything running back with TradingView, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the premium version of TradingView. Get that out the way so I don't have to sit up there and have to worry about being kicked off of that group. But you got to be able to get a turnaround on that one. If you know, you know. But other than that, make sure that you end up planning your trade, trading your plan. Remember, you got to create your own luck, so you got to be a risk taker. And we'll see you in the next ones. All right, everybody, take it easy.